Hello and welcome to this special episode of Centrestage. I'm Lata Chauhan. Today we will be discussing the journey of a digital-first provider that's enabling financial institutions to get future-ready with its customized lending solutions. Biz2X was founded by siblings Rohit and Ramit Arora in 2007. A global SaaS platform, Biz2X enables financial institutions to provide customized online lending solutions to SMBs. The platform uses a streamlined user interface and AI-driven analytics to help financial institutions enhance their core services related to their customer, products, and other related features. Biz2X operates as a conventional banking model, enabling financial solutions to streamline their lending process by integrating digital and paperless services that enhance the customer experience.
We provide financing to small businesses ranging from liquor stores, gas stations to medical practices, fast-growing technology companies. We provide revenue-based financing to SaaS companies, to high-growth startups. And what we have seen is that the ease of filling out the application, the ease of completing the lending process really helps out small businesses in completing this process very fast. And where it would take them 4 to 6 weeks with a bank, they're able to get financing up to $5 million within 24 to 72 hours.
We are using cutting-edge technologies like AI, ML, microservices, cloud, etc. to create products that are creating revolution in the world of banking. We are using and enabling ecosystems, and those ecosystems are going to change how customer can be placed at the center of everything and can benefit from getting access to credit across from a variety of different players. So instead of banks, financial technology companies and NBFCs competing with each other, we are using our Biz2X platform, creating networks that will allow all of these platform players to come together and to collaborate and to cooperate to create newer use cases that can be used to benefit the SMEs.
And to give us more details and insights on the company, I'm joined by the CEO and co-founder of Biz2Credit and Biz2X, Rohit Arora. Welcome to CNBC TV 18, Rohit.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, let me begin by asking you, Rohit. Biz2Credit was founded by you and your brother in 2007. It's been 13 years, and in the last 13 years, the company has achieved great success. The company today has arranged $8 billion in small business financing and has helped thousands of entrepreneurs. What was the thought behind starting a venture in the fintech sector?
We started with the version 1 of Biz2Credit, where we started, asking businesses to come in, fill out their basic information, take some basic information, do some pre-underwriting, and then really connect them with some of the banks and non-banks which were there. And I think the most interesting thing we saw was when the 2008 crisis came in, was that, how much demand was there. A lot of businesses, their existing business banking relationships got totally disrupted. A lot of banks actually stopped lending to small businesses. Then the government came out with a massive relief package. And in US, the government really realized at that point of time the importance of small businesses. And that's where our journey really started. And over the years, we have evolved as a business.
Now, India's fintech market has witnessed a massive development in the last couple of years. Around 2,100 fintech entities have been set up in the country. What do you think has really triggered this trend?
The first factor was obviously the advent of mobile phones and the widespread use of mobile phones in the country. As a country, we have totally leapfrogged, I would say, at least 2 generations of technology by doing that. The second aspect was, government playing a very key role with setting up of UPI, and now with Ocean and AA out there. So UPI has totally changed the mindset of the people. It also showed to a lot of lending institutions and existing institutions that they're not safe from disruption if they don't move fast. And the third thing is this whole migration from a cash economy to a digital economy. Again, as a country, we are leapfrogging at least 2 intermediate steps, which are involved in any cash economy becoming a cashless economy. Like we saw it happening in China after 2008, and we are witnessing it right now. And that's leading to a huge influx of opportunities for new companies to come in. Fintech has become the most critical piece of the Indian economy.
So with the Indian financial landscape undergoing significant changes, how have you been able to scale up your business, and what have been your key learnings while operating in the Indian financial market?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the Indian financial landscape is its biggest disruption after the setting up of the ATMs, in like late 90s and early 2000s. And this disruption is even bigger than that. And there are two big reasons behind it. One, obviously, is the mindset of the consumer and the business owners have changed dramatically over last 18 months. Everybody wants to do everything online. They want a great experience. They want everything to be secure, everything to be delivered to them in a fully online environment. The second thing is that most of the incumbents in India have realized that they cannot afford to move slow. They have to move at a very fast pace. They have to disrupt their own businesses, because if they don't do that, then somebody else will come and do that. And that's the reason we are seeing a tremendous amount of growth for our Biz2X platform in India. We are seeing a lot of demand for very innovative use cases, which we don't see even in a market like US right now. And also, since things are more nascent overall, so there is more ability to transact things better.
You offer end-to-end financing solutions to small businesses. Walk us through your portfolio of products and services, and also how do you differentiate your brand from other players in the market, especially in terms of new age financing solutions?
So for us, the key thing is that as our Biz2X platform is that it's an end-to-end platform. It's a two-way platform. So at one end, we interact with a lot of SME businesses. We make lending as one of the centerpieces, but lending is not the only thing. We want these businesses to know that what they are doing well or what they're not doing well, how to manage their cash flow, how do they benchmark themselves against businesses of their size, who is doing better than them, why they are doing that. A lot of education, a lot of other products like business insurance, even simple things like account opening, business credit cards, what they need to even set up their business credit history. So that's one aspect. The second aspect there we have had extreme focus over the years is that how do we help lenders, whether they are banks, non-banks, or even, in like supply chain financing, some of the corporates are doing that, to help them do an end-to-end delivery of credit in a controlled environment. And what we mean by controlled environment is that something which is digitally secure, which has the best compliance and also the best risk management. Because at the end of the day, any platform which makes lending as a centerpiece needs to ensure that for the customer, the experience has to be great, and for the lender, the risk has to be mitigated. So those are two very important aspects that one has to keep in mind. And how to use data, how to make the platforms more intelligent, how to make them more open, more interactive, and how to make them easier for other companies to do a plug and play into those platforms is I would say almost like a secret sauce of how a company like Biz2X, can grow even faster.
Talking about technology, we all know that technology has not only been an enabler, but also a game changer for businesses across the world. How do you think the technology can change the way banks and NBFCs work in the country?
We are seeing now is that, the only way for most of the banks and NBFCs to succeed is to partner with Fintechs to create and nurture ecosystems. And what we mean by ecosystems is the ability that they're not going to control the customer. They cannot own the customer for everything. They cannot sell them every product on their own. What they can facilitate or what they should be doing is that they should provide and be part of one platform which can actually source these products from different places, let other service providers offer those products, and also not really compete only on price and some of the product features. They will have to now compete on customer experience, the convenience, the data security piece of that. That I think is a huge mindset change that we are already witnessing. And in my view, as new things come up, like the government is going to allow NBFCs to do revenue-based financing, other new products are coming in the market, and all these are going to use technology, not only on the side of customer experience, but also from a data aspect, from monitoring, from risk management. That is going to be a huge game changer, and that's where most of the banks and NBFCs who adapt themselves will be fine. Those who don't adapt themselves will either go through a brutal M&A or they will go out of business.
All right, and what do you think are some of the common challenges that the fintech companies face in India in terms of policy regulation and industry standards?
That's a very, I would say, very, very relevant question, because right now everybody is so focused on, developing new stuff, on innovating very fast. One of the things that fintechs will have to figure out in a country like India is that they will have to engage more with policymakers. They will have to educate the policymakers. For the policymakers also, it's a big change from where they have been used to slow and steady kind of policy making to something which is very agile, very nimble, and that policy has to change very quickly. It's not cast in stone anymore. So that's a fine balance that both entities or both sides will have to play. We have a lot of experience of doing that in a market like US. We have seen that UK has adopted a very good regulatory policy of creating sandboxes, learning from it. Regulators cross-pollinate between being regulators and coming from fintech space. So that's an important mindset change that needs to happen in India, in the regulatory environment also. And I think fintechs need to collect more data and make more data-based representations to the policymakers so that it helps them to frame the right policies.
All right, it's time for a short break, but stay with us as we find out more about the Biz2X platform, its investment plans, and future goals on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching a special episode of Centrestage, and I'm in conversation with the CEO and co-founder of Biz2Credit and Biz2X, Rohit Arora. So Rohit, how do you think a platform like Biz2X can help banks and financial institutions to enhance and streamline their lending processes?
As a Biz2X platform, we are able to now offer banks to go live in like 45 to 60 days. What we have done with banks or NBFCs in India like Tata Capital or with HSBC, who are our partners in this journey, has been to give them the agility, give them the depth, and also give them the ability to launch not only asset products but also liability products at a fairly rapid pace, and also enhance their thinking around how to get the customers onboarded, what to own, what even not to own. That's something very important. That as a partner at Biz2X, we are in the similar business in US. We learn a lot every day, and we want to bring it back into our Biz2X platform to help our client base, which are banks and NBFCs.
Now, Rohit, we know that digital has not only become the new norm, but also become the backbone to enhancing customer experience. How well placed do you think is the Indian financial market for digital lending platforms like Biz2X?
At Biz2X, we are very focused on right customer experience, the UI, the UX, educating the customer. For us, it's not selling customers a product. We feel selling is a byproduct of educating the customer, giving them the right experience, understanding their needs out there. I can say right now that it's an emphatic yes. I wouldn't have said that even this thing like 2 years back. We are seeing a huge change in the expectations. We are seeing that customers are getting exposed to global level of UI, UX experiences and also delivery mechanisms. So we feel very bullish about the overall market. We are having some very interesting conversations with banks and NBFCs, as well as some very large unicorns that we are going to announce some deals in near future, because where we are finding that there's a lot of realization and interest that the ecosystems have to come in, and these ecosystems will become the most critical piece in terms of enhancing the customer experience. And for us, the customer is both the small business customer as well as lenders or insurance companies or anybody who's dealing in the SME space.
So how much are you planning to invest in the Indian market? And can you also tell us how does the figure spread across operations, employee well-being and marketing?
Yeah, so we just announced that we are going to invest $100 million in the Indian market right now, and that's going to go in 3 different buckets. One is employee skill development, giving employees the ability to think global, think at scale, learn cutting edge technologies, whether it's on the technology side and data analytics out there, which is AI ML, which is becoming the next frontier of massive amount of cutting edge research and applications. We are looking to enhance our brand and marketing because that helps us to stand out in the market. We're a long-term player, which has achieved a lot of success in the US market and some of the other markets. And what we are replicating it in India is that same level of discipline and focus. So that's very important that we build a bigger brand. And then the third is we are looking at some local acquisitions, some interesting acquisitions to do both from a talent perspective as well as from some of the product perspective. So obviously this $100 million is going to be used in these three different areas.
Now, COVID-19 has forced organizations to reset and restart their businesses in terms of operations, productivity, employee well-being, and more. How has the pandemic impacted your business, and what are the changes that you have brought about in your business?
Yeah, that I think is a very, very relevant question. Our business has got, I think, a major tailwind from COVID-19. At the same point of time, the challenges for a business like ours is that we are a global business. How do we cater to that global nature of the business without traveling, without meeting with clients face to face? How do we understand the needs? What is happening in the technology world? It's happening at a faster and faster pace. And so how do we innovate faster? How do we deliver more value to our clients? And what else can we do to make the platform deeper, faster, as well as more effective? All these three. This is very, very important, aspect for us. How this has impacted us is that, we have learned how to work remote, fully remote. We have learned that how to collaborate among transnational teams or a multinational teams. How do we ensure that if we are going into a new product or a new market, we'll have to do everything more digital, more online. So it has brought a certain amount of discipline, a certain amount of, I would say, focus, where, you have to figure out ways that when you cannot meet with your team members, you cannot meet with your customers, you cannot meet with any of the other stakeholders. How do you create enough momentum so that more and more businesses and the ecosystem partners join you?
So being a homegrown player, how are you positioning yourself as a Make in India brand on the global platforms?
Yeah, so I'm very proud of that, fact that we are a big example of Make in India when this term was not even coined. We set up our first research and development center in India in 2009, 2010 time period. All our technology assets are based out of India. So we build global products and platforms with our technology teams based in India. They are our front office. They are not a back office. They are the people who interact with all our global clients, global partners like HSBCs of the world, large complex institutions, other institutions. And that, I think, is something that I'm very proud of, that how we have created high-paying, highly skilled jobs which have a lot of global footprint and also a meaning. What we have felt always in our life is that you run business and you need to have a mission and a passion for that. And the whole mission has to help small businesses. That is vital for any economy, to deliver credit to them in an effective manner, both from a cost and a risk perspective, and also help them grow and keep growing.
So you're currently operating in the US and India. Are you also planning to expand into newer geographies?
Yeah, so we are currently very active in US and India. We have a joint venture in Australia, which has already become the largest commercial loan aggregation platform. So what we are going to do in markets like Australia and some of the other markets now, we're looking to actually offer our open banking platform. And what we really mean by that is that, this open banking platform is going to address both the liability and asset products. That's also going to enhance the customer experience. That also helps our existing and new partners who want to go digital to go at a rapid pace, and also our ability. And this also helps us to improve our game all day long. One of the big things that we have learned, we started in US by building products and platform in India. Then we came to India and tweaked that platform. What we have learned over the years is that by doing cross-pollination of ideas from multiple markets, that's how you drive maximum amount of innovation, and also take some of the best practices from each market and then incorporate it around the platform across the globe for the SMB businesses, because most of the needs and challenges are pretty similar out there.
Finally, before I let you go, I want to know from you, what are your short-term and long-term goals for the company in the future?
Our aim is very simple. Our mission when we started the company was to help SMB businesses to grow. We call it our tagline, funding what's next. So we are very committed to that. We want to be one of the largest fintech players in the world in next 5 to 7 years. We are planning for an IPO in next 18 to 24 months. And we are just looking to increase our competencies. We are looking to deliver more value, and we are also ready to build better products and also better data analytics stuff, and also investing a lot of money, time and effort in building AI and ML products out there, because that's where the future is. That's where our platforms are becoming more and more intelligent. So we want to deliver that intelligence back to SMBs.
Thank you so much for being on the show with us, Rohit. We wish you all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you. Thank you, Lata.
Well, that's all we had for you on this episode of Spotlight. For more updates, keep watching CNBC TV 18.